to know that you are looking adorable today.
Well, first of all,
okay, well, there's that.
Can you hear me? I wore a raincoat.
Can you hear me? Now the whole rest of the show, if y'all hear that sound.
Can you hear me?
That is Cynthia's raincoat.
I wore, it's a poncho?
I don't think it's a poncho.
It's something, but then
it's just a raincoat.
It's like Kate gave it to me. It has the University of Texas logo, the hook 'em horns thing on it.
Yeah, but then why you're wearing a raincoat? Because
it's raining and cold out, and so I've never worn it because it couldn't be less flattering, and it's white as can be. Are these
real cute?
If these things are on YouTube, I don't know. It's white as can be, and it's really not good. But I wore it over here today, and then Heather's like, "Oh my gosh, are we going to hear this the whole recording?" I'm like, never occurred to me. I'm just that professional. It's like when you wear jeans that your thigh rubs, and you're walking down the hall, and you're like,
yes. Well, I was more thinking about your hair being adorable.
Oh, well,
because of the rain, you were like, you got caught in the rain with your walking your dog, and it is curly.
Oh, it's like, y'all know my hair is really curly.
It's so cute.
And so I got rained on, and I'm like, I'm not drying it, straightening it. No, ma'am. Never mind. This is probably on YouTube, and who knows where else.
It's so
I will not
voluminous.
I think it's voluminous.
Voluminous. The other thing that we need to update the people on is how you had a tube go and explore you all around yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Another violation for the podcast. I feel like maybe you've booked all these medical appointments just so we have content.
I mean, it's a write-off.
What's a write-off? You just write it off.
Listen, this is the medical segment of Sidetracked.
Yeah, we always have to have
which
one
is
of those.
Every single time we're here.
You know what it is? It is good for people to realize they need to make those appointments. It's a good little public service announcement.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm like Katie Couric. Do you remember Katie Couric?
Yeah.
Do you remember her?
Yeah.
This isn't funny. Their husband died of pancreatic cancer. That's not the funny part, everybody.
That's not the funny part.
But she did her colonoscopy live.
Really?
On TV because she wanted people to bring awareness, right? So she did it, and so I'm not saying I'm Katie Couric per se, but I have made y'all.
Was there somebody there who picked you up?
Oh, Mike had to stay the whole time. But I am making y'all aware of the situations. And somebody reached out. Sorry if I said this last time. Somebody reached out and was like, hey, I just found out that I had to have Mohs surgery because of something on my face. And I was like, okay, Cynthia just did this. And then somebody else reached out about something else. And I can't remember medically.
My mom, I was talking to her on the phone.
It's a service.
All she wanted to know was if your face was okay.
Oh.
I mean, Mama, am I okay, Mom? No, is Cynthia okay?
I know, right?
Cynthia's so sweet. Cynthia's so funny. Okay, Mom.
Oh, I'm on the show
must
too.
Be nice.
Must be nice.
Okay. No, but people want to know, your skin is good.
My skin is good. My bed bugs have cleared up.
But we did find out from the scope that, what do you have? What's your diagnosis?
Oh my gosh. I'm 1,000 years old. Are you ready, everybody?
I'm ready.
Brace yourself. Pull over your car. If you were wondering, is Cynthia old? I have GERD. GERD.
You have throat ulcers.
Oh, I went worse than that. GERD is, what is GERD?
It's gastro and esophageal reflux disorder.
Okay. See, Tracy, she knew that. Tracy gets so annoyed when I bring up something and I don't know the answer to it.
It is basically that the constriction between your stomach and your esophagus is allowing stomach acid to come up, and it's burning your esophagus.
And I have throat ulcers.
You have ulcers. And so
let me tell you about this cute doctor.
Does anybody remember what Cynthia loves?
Oh, she does. Let me tell you how cute this doctor is. We'll get to that. Cute. I mean, he wasn't attractive. That's not what I mean. Cute. Afterwards, I'm half in, half out, out of it. And he's talking to Mike. He's like, yeah, she's just going to need to, the goal is going to be, she has these ulcers. The goal is she's going to have no coffee. Great. No sodas. Huh? No spicy foods. What? I'm like, well, why didn't you just pull the plug? They asked about a living will. I'm like, I don't know. My husband's a lawyer. I'm sure he can handle it if something goes south. But pull the plug on me, people, if we're taking that away. So I thought he was real cute. I'm like,
you're fine with the no coffee.
Oh, I'm giving up coffee.
So I feel like that's a win. One of the three you can give up. You can give up coffee and then double down on the soda.
Right. Well, and I also had endoscopy or an endoscopy. We don't know. We say it differently.
Tomato.
Who knows? I had one of those too. And one of my friends was like, well, I hope they use separate tubes or at least started with your mouth. I'm like, that's so
Y'all, have you listened long enough with me, know that the reason we have 4 children is it because of the movie Idiocracy?
Okay.
Have you ever seen this
I have
movie?
not.
So in it, they're basically taking anything that's going on in our culture and they make it so extreme in like 200 years.
Okay.
And one of the things is healthcare. And you're basically like in the waiting room doing slot machines to see if you can pay for the healthcare. And then you walk up to the doctor and they basically are like, put this here, put this here, put this here. And it's scanning you.
Mm-hmm.
And he hands it to the guy to put in his mouth. And he goes, oh, sorry, that's for your butt.
Totally.
It's
Totally.
like already been in his mouth. It's been from other people's.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just saying that could happen.
Well,
Did they use separate tubes?
Do you
don't
know?
know. You were asleep.
I'm going to give you the 2-second on colonoscopies because I didn't know this. Everybody, are you ready? They put an IV in. It's like the real, like I thought like they're going to put a little mask on me and we're call it done. Like they put an IV in.
Like you had a real anesthesiologist.
Yes, a real anesthesiologist. And they put me in the OR and I'm awake and talking to him, whatever, chatting with him. And then, are you ready, everybody? They ask you to roll over onto your side and your gown's open to the back, everyone. Now, if you listened a few weeks ago when Heather didn't know, which way do you open the gown at the...
Yeah, the dermatologist.
And yes, of course, I sent Heather a picture of me.
Not with your gown open.
No. I should have though. I sent her
just you waiting with your,
another picture of me waiting.
Face.
So they're like, if you wouldn't mind rolling over, ma'am. I'm like, I surely do mind, but okay.
So rolling over so that you're in that position
on
when
my
you
left
fall
side,
asleep?
So that when you go to sleep, and then they put in, because I was having the endoscopy or whatever it's called, they had to do a bite guard.
Yeah.
And so I have a tube, like a Lego square. Oh, it's soft, like thing in my mouth that has a hole in it so they can put the tube in it. And then I'm rolled over on the side. I'm like, what's going on?
I will tell you, Bruce's dad, the book is up there. It's called laparoscopic. Wait.
That's surely not how you say it.
Laparoscopy. He wrote that textbook. I have been with Bruce's dad when someone's getting a colonoscopy. I was in the room. And you know how much that person tooted?
What?
They're sticking it up in there and the gas has to go somewhere. So it's all coming out. That room smelled so foul.
I'm dying.
It smelled so foul. If you actually knew the humiliation of what it's like.
I wasn't humiliated till now.
No, I know, because you're out of it. But you were in this like very vulnerable position. They were doing things to you and you are doing things to them. You are violating them. So
they're on a podcast today.
They're like, well, we had a case. Blonde-haired, tiny little thing.
Okay, let me tell you something. This is horrifying. Like when you were so scared to have a baby. Do you remember this? Because everyone told you were going to poop. I had C-sections, so I didn't poop. But everyone's like, "You're gonna poop," and you're like, "This is the most horrifying thing."
place,
and then you have a baby, and you end up hooking up the suctions like a cow to figure out how to work the breast pump. And then you're like, you know what? The pooping on the table is the least of my worries.
Like everything's out and about.
Okay,
Everybody's seeing everything at that point. You lose all personal life.
Oh yeah, everybody's seeing
word?
Dignities.
Dignity.
Yes.
Dignity's out the window.
So apparently I blew them out of the room is what I'm hearing you say.
Possibly. Let's just say in your case, you were nice and clean in there. You don't produce gas.
Well, let me tell you, I read the report this morning before I came over because I knew we were going to discuss it. So my husband's there. They wouldn't let him leave. They said, would you like him to come sit with you once they got the IV and all that? And I said, sure. Sweet Mike comes in, sits down, and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, great. And he goes, I'm sorry, I got a conference call. Are you good? He leaves.
Well, he just got saved from the smell.
He leaves. And then, they take me back, whatever. So he comes back at the end and they're like, Miss Shanoff. You know, it's like God's talking. You're like, huh? And so the doctor's talking to Mike and I'm kind of catching bits and pieces, but not really. So I go back to read the paperwork today and I don't want to brag and everything, but I've got 3 less polyps now.
They took some polyps.
I don't know what that means, but they took
that means that they're like, a lot of people have polyps, but it won't become something.
There's somebody in here that's like, listen, I didn't sign up for this.
It's free, people. It's free.
It's free.
It's free.
If this was on Super Trackers,
we'd already be gone.
But the other thing it said, though, to your point, everyone, this is horrific. Now that I know this, that you told me this, they have a section where they like fill out all these different things, like, and one of them was like the preparation done well or
Oh, like
whatever.
did you follow instructions kind of thing?
And it said the preparation was poor.
Which means there was a lot of poo. Did you not follow instructions?
No, I had it on Thursday. I didn't eat after 3:30 Tuesday is when they shut me down.
Oh my goodness, you didn't eat
3:30
all
Tuesday.
day.
So then I drank Diet Coke for 2 days, but it said you could have brown liquids, including soda. Thank you. So I lived on Diet Coke and a prayer. And the whole next day,
They didn't give you something to clear it out? Like
yes, I drank those horrible drinks.
Yeah.
And then sat by the pot indefinitely, whatever. And then my friends were like, by the end, it'll be, everything's clear. Anyway, so apparently I didn't. And so it said, come back in a year for another one. I'm like, no, sir.
Because you weren't prepped enough?
Apparently.
They couldn't see all the polyps.
It's almost Thanksgiving, everyone. Moving on.
Speaking of corn, there was probably corn up in there, stuck in there.
Corn. What's the age? 45? 50?
It keeps changing. I know that when Bruce got one at 49, we paid so much money because the insurance didn't cover it.
Really?
And so we were frustrated, and they've lowered the age now. It used to be 50, now it's 45. So I technically should go. My dad did have colon cancer.
He did?
Yeah, I know. I probably should.
Is that what he died from?
He had colon cancer and it spread to his liver.
Okay, let's go get one done, and I'm going to take a camera. I'm going to go with you. I'll be your person, and I'm going to...
Did you watch the video I sent you of the lady coming out of it?
Yes, I did.
I can't even remember. She was just so happy. She had such a good time. She loved being on the anesthesia. Did you love being on the anesthesia?
No, it makes me feel horrible. I wake up and then I'm like all out of it.
Yeah,
it's like
you
my
don't
control
like it.
issues. I don't like it. Then they wanted me out fast. I was like, I'm really dizzy. And she's like, okay, up you go. Let's get you dressed. I'm like,
the next one coming in. So what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
What's yours?
I am a big fan of just all the things on the plate. Like a little bit of this, like all combined.
Mm-hmm.
And a big fan of leftovers in a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Like the next day
turkey.
turkey.
Are you in for the turkey? I'm in for the sides.
I love a good turkey. Yeah. I do love a good turkey. I like it with all the things, with the stuffing and the cranberry and the mashed potatoes and the sweet potatoes. I mean, I want a bite that has every single one of those in the bite.
Yeah. Put it in an IV and shoot it through.
Take the plate and stir it all up.
What if you had to have a colonoscopy the day after Thanksgiving?
No, that's not happening. You guys, if you book your colonoscopy on Black Friday, that's on you.
It's on Black Friday.
That's terrible. You should be shopping. You should not be scoping.
I like, okay, so I was having this discussion with my Wednesday lunch girls. Shout out Tracy and crew. And my friend Jenny is a non-traditionalist. She doesn't love Thanksgiving food at all. And then me and Sharon and others were talking about how literally it has to be the letter of the law. Like it has to be the certain butter with this amount of cream, with the sweet potatoes with that. Like don't stinking Dorothy, my mom. Dorothy, one time she makes the best stuffing or dressing. I don't know the difference.
Does she put it in the turkey or does she cook
She
it
does
outside?
a little bit in the turkey, which apparently you could die from botulism.
Yeah, that's not good.
But we've never died, so we're fine.
Okay.
And then she does some outside.
Okay.
One year, Dorothy, she was like, I'm going to put mandarin oranges in it and just so something different. No, Dorothy.
Don't mess
Nobody
with
asked
your
you
stuffing.
to put something different in there. So we were talking about how we're very letter of the law by like it's not
You
Thanksgiving.
want it to be like exactly like, is your sweet potatoes have the brown sugar on top?
Yeah, brown sugar pecan crumble situation, and it's real good. Yours?
Yeah.
No marshmallow, though.
No marshmallow. Agreed. What about green beans? Do you put the little
French's onion things? No, we don't make it, but my mother-in-law brings it, and she does do that. And I enjoy that.
I mean, I feel like that they're not healthy. It's not. None of this is healthy.
Is that the bar? Are we?
I'm just saying, like green beans in themselves could be a really good for you, fiber filled. Would be good for your colonoscopy.
It would be good for my colon. I tell you what, Dorothy also makes homemade yeast rolls.
That is everything right there.
It is. I'm going to have her make you some.
Oh, please.
When I tell you that it is a showstopper, Dorothy's rolls.
We have so many teen boys in Bruce's side of the family that the amount of rolls we have to get is ridiculous.
Oh, and do you get the pre-made brown?
She gets the ones that you put in the oven.
Yeah.
That you brown up, that are like the double,
the
two pieces, like a little bum.
What's happening?
You know what I'm talking about? The rolls where it's like split.
No.
Okay.
Because I grew up on yeast rolls, everybody.
Well, that's everything.
I'm going to make,
so
can you help me
happy for
remember
you.
to have Dorothy make you some, and then we're going to take a picture of them for next taping?
As long as you're not in charge of pie. Y'all need to go back and listen to
Pyrrhia
episode.
My mom also makes the most incredible coconut cream pie.
Wow.
Do you like coconut? Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Did my reaction give it away? Wow.
And pumpkin pie is the worst.
Not a fan. If anything, maybe pecan. I'm a maybe.
Oh,
a pecan
I do enjoy
with
pecan
a good
pie.
Cool ice cream. I'm getting excited about Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh, I too.
My favorite part though is Macy's Day Parade.
Hands down, my favorite part. I love that you just said that, and we didn't know this about each other.
No,
I've been asking Mike. Literally, we've been married 24 years or 3 years or whatever it is. I've been asking him for 23 years. I'm like, I just want to go to the parade because I love New York anyway. And I'm like, and we've gone plenty of times. And Kate and I go a lot during Christmas because I love it right before Christmas. But I was like, can we please take the family and go to the parade? Do you know what he says every single year?
What?
Precious Mike. Oh, yeah, it's already booked. We would have done that a year ago. And he said that for 20 years. And I'm like, well, then let's do it for the next year. And he's like, that's probably booked for that year too. And so
what's booked?
I don't know what's booked. What's he talking about?
It's on the street.
I guess the hotel. So
you could probably hang out at Annie Down's apartment.
Oh, I'm sure she
said space.
Cynthia, who? So I went to Warwick, the hotel. We've stayed there several times. No, it's not. It must be nice. It's just
it sounds nice.
It sounds like you think, but it's not that nice. The elevator's so small. Like I have to take a Xanax to get in it. Okay. But I went on there. It was like September. It had plenty of openings. And Mike's like, oh yeah, those are the bad rooms. All the good ones are booked. I'm like, well,
he doesn't want to go.
He doesn't want to go. Do you want to?
So I'll go. Yeah, for sure. And I think it sounds amazing. The trick is some years it's glorious. Some years it looks like it's miserable.
The weather's atrocious.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know what you're going to get. And it would be awesome if I had a kid that was in dance and they were performing then you have parade. A reason.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I don't raise dancers. Me neither. Athletes only.
Okay, well,
but I do love to sit on the couch and I love to watch it. And it's second to the parade is the Christmas tree Rockefeller lighting. Oh, gets me every year. And so every year I watch it and then I tell Mike, I really want to go to New York and see that tree. And every year he's real sweet. He's like, text Kate, like at college. And he's like, y'all go. And so almost every year at the last second, like I'm not going to go this year. I say that and then I'll go. And I have to go see that darn tree.
That's amazing.
Hey friends, it is almost Advent. I'm super excited. I love Advent. And I also love that the Dwell Audio Bible app is making it easier than ever to prepare our hearts for Christmas. And listen, they have something called Wonder, and it's a beautiful daily devotional experience for each day of Advent. And it's a favorite over at Dwell, but it's been revised with new content and fresh design, and it's perfect for helping us stay focused on Jesus. They also have, with renowned author and poet Malcolm Guite, a 7-day Advent journey that you can take by listening to titles for Christ found in the Old Testament. And these daily meditations have biblical passages, commentary, and Malcolm's original sonnets, and it's all set to music. And so another great way to deepen your understanding of who Christ is as we approach Christmas. And so, you guys, remember with the Dwell Bible app, you're not just engaging with the Bible, you get an immersive audio experience and it brings scripture to life. And you also get to choose who reads it to you, like you pick the voice. You also get to pick the background music. And I don't think I need to say anything more than this. They have Christmas carols. Yes, they do. And so get ready for Advent and check it out at dwellbible.com/sidetracked. Again, that's dwellbible.com/sidetracked. And I will link it in the show notes.
One question about the Macy's. What part of it do you like? Do you like the balloons? I know my favorite part is the musical performances.
They get a little saucy.
They can get saucy, but that's what you get with arts. But I love to get to see a little glimpse of shows that are out.
I like it when the big old fat Snoopy thing,
the nostalgia,
the balloons, because JB is usually watching it with me. And
you're like, look, it's.
And then in the day, we'll have to talk about this in the next show, because I used to Mike would go get me the newspaper and I'd go through all the Black Friday ads. It was like my highlight. Don't say prepped. Too soon.
not so prepped for the colonoscopy, but
Prep for Black
Friday.
It was Black Thursday.
Okay, well, speaking of shopping, I have a great shopping story for you.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna need to call in.
Okay, I'm calling.
But
Who are we calling?
We're gonna call your friend Sherry because us talking about her when she's not here just fits with the story.
Okay, I'm calling her. Do y'all hear? Is it ringing? Can you hear?
Yeah, I think you can hear it.
Is Sherry gonna answer?
The question is, will she answer?
Hello.
Sherry,
Hey,
Rass.
Sherry.
You're on. What do the professionals say? You're on the radio. You're
on the air.
Okay, I missed all of that because I didn't have you on speakerphone. And I can't hear it.
This is how well this is going.
Hey, Sherry, you're on, and I'm about to tell Cynthia the story, and I didn't want to talk behind your back like the story is. I don't want a double behind the back situation. So I'm at Sherry's house, and
Must be nice.
So sad that I'm at Cynthia's friend's house playing mahjong, and Cynthia was not there because you were
Nashville.
You were in Nashville with Ann Voskamp, which we haven't even processed.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Anywho, it's all wrapping up. Everyone's won their mahjong, gotten their fun prizes from
Sherry has prizes.
The best prizes. And I'm telling a story because Sherry's sister is showing off her rag and bone. They're like fake jeans. They're sweatpants that look like jeans.
Oh.
What's the name of them, Sherry? Do you remember?
Oh, it starts with an M.
Yeah. Yeah. Like mirror something. Like they're mirroring it. Miramar. Yes. What do you call them?
We call them pajama jeans.
Pajama jeans. Yeah. Even the pockets don't line up. Like it has the fake pocket, but then you put your hand in the side and it throws you off visually. So we're talking about these jeans and where you get them and St. Bernard's. And I'm like, oh, y'all, you have got to hear the story my friend shared on Instagram about her friend who she ran into at St. Bernard's. Okay. So have you followed what I'm saying so far?
Yeah.
I'm watching Instagram. It is a reel of my friend's new husband. His name is Chris. And he's talking about being at St. Bernard's and how this partner's card.
St. Bernard's is a clothing store. Does everybody have those?
I don't know.
Okay.
But partner's card is something that Dallas has where you get 20% off. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and these women, they just think it means you can get things for free. Like it's a partner's card. Da, 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 da. And he's like, and then we ran into the smartest woman ever. She uses partner's card twice a year, gets a bunch of stuff. And when their husband says, hey, what's this large amount that we spent at St. Bernard? She goes, oh, that's a charity we give.
Donation. He said, what is the charitable donation you give to St. Bernard twice a year?
Charitable donation.
Right before Christmas and Easter.
Right before Christmas and Easter. Do you know that they were telling a story about Sherry?
Shut up.
I'm telling the story, and Sherry comes in from the other room. She goes, that's me. That's me.
What? Sherry loves to shop. Sherry doesn't mess around.
You can't make this stuff up.
No.
And so, wait, I didn't know partner's card was Easter too?
No, I just buy the matching outfit.
She spends a lot of money at Easter to buy matching outfits, and then her husband's like, what's this charitable donation? Oh, that's a ministry we give to Joyce.
It's called St. Bernard's. I'm going to be like, hey, Mike, it's ministry called Whataburger Drive-Thru. All my Diet Dr. Peppers.
Oh, Target doesn't pass for the charitable donation. I think that the story was hilarious in itself. Mm-hmm. The fact that Sherry didn't even know the story was out there on the internet. And then the fact that I'm retelling the story to the person that it's about. And so you were, yeah. So that's why we had to call in Sherry. Full circle, because we don't want to talk behind your back again.
Oh, no, we do. We would.
Y'all are the best.
Well, okay, Sherry, listen though. Okay, all joking aside, well, it's not joking aside, but you and I were texting this morning, and as we're taping this, it's early November. Okay, and you are doing what today?
Today, I am wrapping my Christmas gifts.
I'm going to have a moment of silence for the fact she's wrapping.
Guys, y'all need to know it is November 8th.
And so she already has them because she's made her charitable contribution.
I went hard on that partner's card this year.
And then she's wrapping them. And here's the thing. And first of all, Sherry, you said maybe you don't have it this year, but explain to them how serious you are about wrapping and what you usually keep in your purse.
Well, I say wrapping, and that is an umbrella term for to get all the presents boxed And then when I wrap in my curated collection of wrapping papers that are all that all go with, they don't all match, but they all go with each other. I sort by the number of papers because I don't like any of the wrapped boxes to touch like wrapped boxes. Like they all have to be touching papers that aren't the same. And you can
when
color
you're saying
map with
but when you're saying touching, you mean under the tree?
Yeah.
Under the tree.
Okay.
So what I'm doing now is I'm getting everything boxed, and then I will sort them by size because you want like some big and some small in each paper, and then I will assign each pile a paper, and then over the next week or so, I'll wrap those piles in their assigned paper.
Do you know how many people are feeling so bad about themselves right now? This is not helping. Sherry,
this is not a good thing. I do not see this as a positive.
It's psychosis. No, but she in her purse. Do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about when I reference your wrapping paper thing in your purse?
Yes.
Tell her.
Because I don't always use like high end papers. Like sometimes I like a Target paper.
That's high end.
Target's high end over here.
Go ahead.
I've made a little mini wallet of all my papers that has samples so that if I'm at Target or sometimes, or Walmart, or even like sometimes I really go all out at Container Store, then I can like pull out my samples and I can hold it up to make sure it'll be cohesive with the paper that already lives in my home.
This is the most fabulous
Why
thing.
haven't we put Sherry in charge of something in our life?
Oh,
like the amount of skills and like what I'm seeing is this is a very skilled, organized, bright woman. And we need her to make some things for us.
Sherry was the valedictorian.
Okay,
of her class. Sherry's freaky smart. She won't tell you that. I will. She's freaky smart.
Yeah.
And she's married to Mr. Harvard Law. There's a lot of brain cells, and her kids are brilliant too. It's like one of those things. But let me tell you something. Sherry, dare I say we're quirky as well?
I think you could I think that applies to all four of us.
And so one day Sherry pulls out of her purse, like if you're redoing your house and you have like a little thing that has like your paint samples and your carpet samples or whatever, I'm like, okay. She pulls out her wrapping paper samples and I'm like, what just happened? What am I looking at?
What am I looking at?
And then she sent me, this is like 2 years ago. I'm going to need a picture again this year. And if we can remember, we'll put it up on Sidetrack Social. She gets her gifts under the tree. And so if you have hardwood floors, must be nice. Like us, they all they fall down. Like the gifts don't like stay sitting like they're supposed to. She was like, oh yeah, I buy what are they called?
They're like the rubber stoppers that you put under
chairs.
I have a drawer of them. Let me go look right here. They're made by Scotch, and you put them under collectibles and things that you're going to put on your counter so it doesn't scratch your countertops or your furniture.
So you put them under the present.
Yes.
They also reduce the amount of, or they increase the amount of friction, I guess, between the package and they're called clear bumpers. That's what they're called.
So there's no slippage.
Well, they're clear so they don't disrupt the beauty of the package either.
So she sends me a picture, and when I tell you, she does a bow, real pretty bows. Like what kind of ribbon do you use? I forget. Not grosgrain. Yeah.
I like a grosgrain, but then we double bow it. My mom is a real strong believer in the double bow, so we double bow.
So
so like coordinating different ribbon types.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Like it is beautiful. So she sends me a picture just a couple of years ago. I mean, I've known Sherry a long time, but I didn't know her on the level I know her now. And she sent me a picture. And was it like December 1st when they were all under the tree, perfectly wrapped? Like when does that happen?
That happens the day after Thanksgiving. So I sit during the parade, and that's when I actually put the bows on during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Maybe they'll sponsor you.
We just talked about that.
We literally just talked about how I've wanted my whole life to go to the parade.
So yeah, they should sponsor us, a sponsored trip for sure. And so you're sitting there watching the parade. You're not cooking because your mom is probably covering that.
Yeah, and I don't do that. I don't.
See, y'all, it takes. I mean, we
like Whole Foods is covering that.
What I'm saying is like that's good for people to know because they're comparing themselves, and they may be a master chef, and they're like, I wish I could be like Sherry. It's like, well, Sherry's doing the presents. She's nailed the presents. She's got that figured out, but not the cooking. That's not her thing. Own your thing.
Yeah. Sherry's got the spend the money and wrap the gift, right?
One might say that. But the reason I do this is because when my oldest was 1. He had just turned 1. And I sat down in church on Christmas Eve, and I was like, oh, that's right. This is about the incarnation of Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had not thought about that, literally not one time.
Yeah, that's real.
All of Advent, I had spent, for a 1-year-old, curating this magical, sparkly Christmas. And not one time had I thought about what this whole season was about, the anticipation of our Lord and of coming and dwelling among us. And so I was like, well, let's have that crazy month be November.
Yeah.
And so I am crazy in November, and I have so much fun, and there's glitter everywhere. And then after Easter starts, the calm comes in. Not after Easter, after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, then the calm begins. Okay.
So that's where it all started.
I love it.
Just, and that's been a game changer.
Yeah.
So maybe next year for people.
Next year.
Yeah.
Okay, Cher, thanks for being our first call-in.
So fun.
First time caller, long time fan.
Love it. All right. Bye, friend.
See you later. Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
She's the best.
We got to put pictures on. She's the best. I wish y'all, everyone needs Sherry in their life.
I mean, did you know about the St. Bernard's charitable donation that she does that?
No, but she's hilarious.
I mean, so funny. Okay. Do you want to get to what we're sidetracked by, or do you want to hear a couple of like a thing I saw on the internet that I'm like, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Oh yeah. Tell me the internet, then we'll be sidetracked.
Okay. So I saw this thing. I saw a guy that I had never even heard of, and apparently he's very popular. And how he got started was he started a YouTube channel where he would rate different kinds of octopus that he would eat.
Oh.
And his account is called Octopus Lover. And he eats the octopus and then he comments on it. But he's this really quirky personality. Anywho, he's created this whole culture with his little friends.
With his octopi?
Well, he has other friends. He's now has a podcast. He goes on tours. He's become very, very popular. But one thing he's popularized is this concept called nyming, which sounds naughty.
Oh yeah, like I feel like I should seek help.
Like nyming. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're nyming. That's what he says. Hey, we're nyming. It's short for acronyming.
Oh gosh.
Like an acronym.
I enjoy an acronym.
Okay, so I want to see if you can guess what these are.
Okay, I'm ready.
TTT.
Trust the process.
Oh, that would be TTP.
Oh, what is it? TT what?
TTT.
Trust the toots.
It's trying to think. That's pretty good.
That's trying to think. By the way, my friend, when I was doing my colonoscopy prep, said, don't trust a toot.
Don't trust a toot.
Okay, keep going.
No, it could be more. That would have been good prep if he would have. Okay, what about gag? G-A-G, gag.
Go after, girl.
Get a grip.
Oh, get a grip. Okay.
Ish.
Like that's just on the end of anything. Like she's cute.
Yeah. I-S-H. But what does that stand for?
Oh.
That's an acronym for.
Is she.
This would have been you on Thursday morning.
Oh, no.
I'm so hungry.
Oh, I'm so hungry. Huh.
Can't get your.
I'm so bad at this.
Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay. What about slap?
I have so lame at presents.
True for me. Sounds like a plan.
Oh, sounds like a plan.
We got to use that.
Gosh, slap. Okay.
Slap. And then last one, woof. W-O-O. Did I say I'm 3 O's? O-O-O-F. We're at the restaurant and we would say this one. Woof.
Like, what's that? We're out of here kind of thing?
Waiting on our other food.
Waiting on our other food?
Like we're eating our appetizer and then we're waiting
on our other food. Oh
Woof.
my gosh.
But like, are you kidding me? Acronym. So now with your kids, you can play this game. Hey, you all want a NIM? You want a NIM? And they're going to be like, Mom. And then you say, no, come up with acronyms.
I wonder how many of those Tracy knew as we were saying these. I bet she was like, I knew that one. I don't
know, but we could come up with some. We need some sidetracked NIMs. And then can I tell one more story? I'm going to say, you know what? You should have texted me the other day and I'd be like, sorry, I'm busy. CPD, colonoscopy prep day. Wait, I've got it. S-O-T.
So out of time?
Sitting on toilet.
Sorry, I can't talk today. BBR, bed bug recovery.
These are good. We're going to keep nyming, people.
Okay.
And then my other last story before we get sidetracked is we went out to dinner with some friends at a local restaurant that's new.
Wow, would have loved to go.
This location has been so many different restaurants. Thinking of waiting on our other food made me think of it. So it's been so many restaurants. Now it's called the Charlotte, that's a nice name.
That sounds lovely.
So they get there, we're a little bit late. We walk up, we go to the table. They're like taking us to our table. And I look over and it's this, I love a round table.
I do too.
It's a round table
Is it a high
booth.
top?
No, it's a booth situation.
Okay.
And there is a giant teddy bear sitting at the table.
Ew, why?
I am thinking, oh my gosh, they are so sweet. They're about to have their 1-year anniversary. And he bought this teddy bear and he is sitting it at the table. And it's this fun surprise. Like, quirky, fun couple.
Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am.
What?
I look around and there are giant teddy bears sitting
like
random table. I looked and there's a couple eating, and in the third seat is a giant teddy bear.
How unhygienic.
I sat the whole dinner next to this giant teddy bear, and I'm just getting hotter and hotter and hotter as I sat there.
Oh.
Because, I mean, it puts off some heat, those teddy bears.
The teddy bear does?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, it doesn't.
A stuffed animal.
Oh,
it sure does if you cuddle up to it long enough.
Don't cuddle it. You should have put it between you and Bruce.
I should have. I wasn't sitting next to Bruce, though. It was like me and then the female and then Bruce and then the guy.
Here's the thing. And if you go into a restaurant building where it's already had failed restaurants, like it's doomed. You're never going to make it. So it's doomed.
So using these little then the waiter was
that's
kind of
your
rude.
trinket?
The waiter was kind of rude.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. Like he got our drink order and then I said I was ready to order my main dish, and he was like, you don't want appetizers? And I'm like, why are you pushing the appetizers? And then if anybody asked a choice between two things, he always recommended the more expensive thing. I know what you're doing.
I always get the eye roll because we don't drink. And it's and then they take off those wine glasses like they've got a vengeance.
Well, because I mean, at this place, a cocktail, I was looking at it, was $14 or $17.
Oof.
If each person gets 2, let's say,
and then
they're not drinking a ton.
The bear has
2.
one.
And then the bear gets one.
I
mean, that's like $80 added. No, more than that.
I'm asking you not to do math.
$160 added to the tab that they're not getting a tip off of. They lose $30 of tip because you aren't drinking.
NTS.
What?
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
What are you sidetracked by?
Okay, I'm going to start with the American greetings that you can personalize and put someone's name in it, because
so happy.
I spent way too much time doing that. I still have some that I've not sent you.
It was so fun.
If y'all go check our Sidetracked Instagram, if you're not following us on Sidetracked Instagram.
And you're not, because we know how many downloads this show gets. And we have like 3 people following Sidetracked.
Yeah, it's called The Sidetracked Show on Instagram. Anyway, I posted birthday greetings, and the first one was...
Oh, Dolly Parton. And it was amazing.
Amazing.
Like, you guys, it made my birthday. I'm not just saying that. Like, I'd never seen one, I don't think, because I'm that dumb. I loved it. It made me so happy.
I had never seen someone post it. I'm like, why aren't more people doing this? It's American greetings, like the old, like you buy the actual cards.
Yeah.
Now they have a digital version, and you can put a person's name in it. You can even put how old they're turning, which I just said you were turning 21.
Right. That's why I'm out getting colonoscopies.
Adina Menzel.
That is amazing.
Anyway, you can have a lot of different celebrities. I even have one with Martin Short that I haven't shown you yet.
Oh, I love him.
I love Martin Short. Anyway, I got sidetracked on that. I spent like a lot of time making those.
Love it. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm sidetracked. My first thing, staying on the birthday theme, is I was sidetracked by just how sweet and intentional people were. Like, I'm really bad about giving like thoughtful gifts.
I don't believe that to be true for a second. For the second I met you, you gave me a thoughtful gift.
Oh, well,
with my book title on the stationery.
Oh yeah, I did do that, right? I was still trying to get in good with you back then.
You were trying to woo me from the start, and it's like all downhill.
Heather made me the cutest like game day necklace that had like University of Texas stuff on it, and it was really cute. And then my friend Stephanie, one time we were in her car, and I was like, oh my gosh, my head hurts. And she pulled out this bag out of her like console thing, and it was like it has like not even a first aid kit, it has everything in it. I was like, wait, you keep it? She's like, yeah, you don't keep everything in here. I'm like, no, I've never thought to. And so she made me a bag for my car that has everything from a nail file to kids Tylenol for my little to stomach stuff to whatever. It probably because all I do is talk on the show about my ailment. She's probably like, we must get her a good kit. Anyway,
It's a really pretty bag.
and
I
it was like
there
a
when she
John
gave it
Hart,
to
if you know what that is. But she had my name put on it. It was so pretty. And so I'm sidetracked by having the things you need in your car. So that's one of them, having a present. I'm getting a 2 for off this.
Yeah.
And then second of all, I'm sidetracked by people like listening and just being aware and thinking like something, like doing those little greetings. Like that was the sweetest, thoughtful thing. And like that didn't cost money and all that.
$70 million to hire Dolly Parton.
stuff.
The theater.
Those are 2 of my
production crew.
The production crew, all of it. Okay.
The lights that spelled out Cynthia.
It was fantastic.
Great touches. Anyway.
I loved it.
All right. I'm also sidetracked by a new TV show.
What is it?
So my youngest is on a Texas trip this week, which means I really don't have anyone to take care of. Imagine JB's gone. For a week.
Right. Wow.
Like how different would your week be?
Totally different.
Your high schoolers take care of themselves. They're kind of like, don't really peace out. So I've been sitting watching a TV show and embroidering. So great. Anyway, it's called High Potential. I hope that's what it's called. This is bad.
This is awesome. It's called High Potential. It's called HP for short.
HP. Go ahead and nim on it.
HPR.
I was on Hulu, and it's this gal. She's a single mom, and she is cleaning out the LAPD offices. This is how the show starts. Yeah, High Potential. And she basically knocks over something. She ends up like putting on their crime board. She adds a detail that instead of suspect, she crosses it out and she writes victim. And they're like, who wrote on the board the next morning? And da-da-da. Anyway, it turns out she has a super high IQ. She's got all this incredible visual memory, and they end up hiring her as a consultant to solve these crimes.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
It's a great crime show. I really like it.
I like a good crime show.
Yeah.
I like
and there's
a crime
like a
book.
sub thing too, because one of her first husband went missing, but like a lot of people thought he just left her.
Oh, it's like got a subplot.
Yeah. So they're also trying to solve that crime on the side. That's an ongoing crime.
SSG. Sounds so good.
I've created a monster.
No, I think that's interesting. Well, I've been listening to, and I'm going to say it wrong, but it was Frida McFadden or is it McFadden or something?
That's my name.
I'm familiar. But anyway, Frida somebody, she does those mystery books. Gosh, they get me. I love them. I listen to them in the car. Hold on. Excuse me, everybody, as I go to the Libby. Is that what it's called?
Libby? You're going to Libby?
Didn't we? Yeah. Okay.
Libby's the best.
Let me tell you real quick what they're called. I'm real into these books. Oh, no.
Are you doing audio?
I'm doing audio because,
So not Audible.
With my attention span. Her name is Frida McFadden.
That's how Bruce says our name. Bruce takes out the Mac and he gets rid of the Y. McFadden is what he says.
Okay.
Frida McFadden.
Well, Frida McFadden, I've been listening to her books and they're kind of those suspense ones. Okay. Next thing I'm sidetracked by. Did you finish? I didn't want to go. Okay. Judith Bright. She is a jeweler, and I was in Nashville with a friend, and this girl, when I spoke afterwards, this girl came to talk to me, and she had on these bracelets. I'm wearing them, and they don't go with what I'm wearing today because I'm in a freaking raincoat, but I had to show you. So this girl walked up, and she's talking to me, and she has these wooden-looking bracelets. They're like
wooden beads.
Wooden beads.
Yeah.
And listen, anybody could probably make them and do something fabulous with them, but not Cynthia Ganoff. And I was like, I love your bracelets. She's like, oh, she's local in Nashville, blah, blah, blah. So my friend Brandy and I went and found the Judith Bright store, and I bought myself 2 bracelets. They wrap them up so pretty, and I gave them to Mike to give to me for my birthday, and I just love them. So Judith Bright. Bright. She's not a sponsor. She doesn't know I exist. But I sure love the bracelets.
No, that's great. And you could get them online, do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. No, she has an online, and I think they're real cute.
They're super cute.
There you go.
I like the gold little tag on
it. It has a gold tag on it, but they're like wooden beads, and they've got that natural tone. I'm a sucker in home decor too. When it's like, you have brass everywhere, and then there's that that wooden, the natural wood, I don't know. I think it looks pretty. So I love these bracelets.
I mean, I think we should talk about what you want to be. What would you be? We'll talk about that in Super Trackers. If you could be anything, because the way you just described that sounds like
because I like interior design. Okay, we'll talk about if we could be anything.
If you could be anything. Okay, so my last thing I'm sidetracked by is candelabra lights.
Okay.
It's terrible. I will show you. I will take you into my kitchen right now. It's so bad. So we're eating at the dining room table, and I just feel like it's too dark.
Oh, okay.
So I went to go purchase lights, and I'm like, I'm going to get a brighter light. So I'm looking at all the numbers. There's so many numbers. There's wattage, and there's frequency, and all the things. Mm-hmm. They're terrible. It is. Bruce said it's like being at an office park, like with the It's so bad.
Neon lights.
Neon lights. The bright white, bad choice. I
And
need an interior designer in this one.
You do. My husband doesn't even turn on the lights in his office. I went down to the law firm recently to help him hang pictures.
Oh.
And they don't, like, most of them don't even turn on their lights.
Because it's like
so bright. They just have like secondhand light.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So anyway, I've just finally discovered 2700K, the warm white, 6 watt. And then it can't have the little point on the end that makes it look like it's a flame because it won't fit in my globe. I made that mistake. The tip is too long and I can't put the globe back on.
Okay.
I've have so many returns to Amazon for so many
Same.
So I'm very sidetracked by that.
Okay.
But I'm going to get it right because.
So tell us one more time what the right one is.
2700K, 6 watt, warm white is the 27. Anyway, and not to the pointy tip for me because of the globe going around it. And I'm going to get it ready. My son's going to come back.
Pointy tip.
Nobody likes a pointy tip. Quade's coming back. We're going to be around the table. I want to be able to see each other's face, but not be blown out by the light. Like it's so bright.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. So we've spent enough time. We're going to flip.
Wait, did you have anything? No.
Well, I kind of doubled up on mine.
Oh, that's true. You did get the book, the McFadden book. Yeah. Okay. So, but I feel like people need to know that you've had the hard week with the colonoscopy. You also had a parent-teacher conference.
Oh, yeah. It was rough. We'll talk about it on Super Trackers, but
I feel like,
it was hard. It was hard. Like this is what you need to know about what happened. I cried.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a crier. I cried at the parent-teacher conference, everybody. So we'll talk about that on Super Trackers.
Well, and we're answering this question from one of our trackers. How do you deal with mom guilt? Mm-hmm. Okay. She has a longer question, but just kind of this, she starts to feel guilt and like she needs to get back to her kids ASAP. We talk through all that on Super Trackers if you have ever felt mom guilt and you want to listen in.
Yes. Okay. One other quick thing. Well, one, Super Trackers, we're just reminding you, just in case you're interested in how you do it.
Because I feel like every time I have a conversation with my mom or like a friend, we were at a football game last week and she's like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
It's a little different than other podcasts. It's not like if you sign up for Super Trackers, you get early access to episodes. With Super Trackers, it's completely different shows that come out on the off weeks.
Yeah.
So
if you're not a Super Tracker, great. Then you're hearing us twice a month.
Which is more than we were doing before.
Yeah. If you want to hear more, you might pay not to hear more. I don't know. If you want to hear more, you sign up for Super Trackers. How do you do it, Heather?
You go to sidetracked.supercast is the platform.com. Sidetracked.supercast.com. We have a link in the show notes.
Yeah, and you click on it and it's like $6 a month or something. But
and you can try it.
They're giving a trial, I think.
For 14 days, you can try it for free.
You can listen and be like, no, I didn't want more of them. I was wrong. In fact, it's too much.
Maybe you do the 14-day trial and you listen while you're wrapping presents. Like Sherry. Yeah.
There you go. But anyway, yeah. So that's the first thing. I said 2 things and I think I already. Oh, second of all, on Fridays, and we're not promising anything because we don't promise and then we're going to overpromise and underdeliver.
We want to deliver.
But it's been 2 weeks now, so it's got to be a tradition. We are doing quick lives. Is that what it's called? On Instagram?
Like on Instagram, yeah.
Real quick on Friday. So if you aren't following Heather, me, Sidetracked, whatever, we do lives on Fridays. And so if you want to see us, hear us, that's where we are.
The Sidetracked Show is the only one available on Instagram.
What does that mean?
On Instagram, that's our handle. The Sidetracked Show.
Okay, the Sidetracked Show.
All right.
Bye, friends.
My name's Preston Sprinkle, and I host the Theology in the Raw podcast. Theology in the Raw aims to help believers to think Christianly about theological and cultural issues by engaging in curious conversations with a diverse range of thoughtful people. I have conversations with a wide range of different guests who come from different perspectives, and no topic is off limits. Sexuality, abortion, politics, LGBTQ, warfare, violence, marijuana, immigration, you name it. If you have a theological or cultural issue that you have been wrestling with over 1,100 episodes, we've probably talked about it on Theology in the Raw. Along with conversations with various people, I also address questions sent in from my audience every month. And occasionally, I will talk about some of my latest research projects that I'm currently working on. Theology in the Raw is not for everyone. It is uncut, uncensored, and I don't give trigger warnings. So check out Theology in the Raw through your favorite podcast app.
Hey friends, Rachel Grohl here from the Hearing Jesus podcast. Do you ever wonder if you're truly hearing from God? Are you tired of trying to figure it all out on your own? The Hearing Jesus podcast is here to help you live out your faith every single day, and together we will break down these walls by digging deeply into God's Word in a way that you can really understand it. If this sounds like the kind of journey you want to go on, please join us on the Hearing Jesus podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.